G'day, welcome to Joral Heraldry. This is Colin Dorr, and let's get started for today, shall we? Alright, and what I've got going on today is I actually have a client that wants to go ahead and change his already registered heraldry. Can we do this? Very easily. It still has to go through the same process as creating your first device or badge at the same time frame, and we'll follow the exact same rules on that as well. So his device I have here, pretty simple, very nicely done. He actually wants to take those two tigers argent, remove them, and replace them with cabbages. Well, we can definitely get that started for him, so let's get started, shall we? Gone ahead and already grabbed the background for his device. Got it up here on my photo editor, and I've already grabbed the other charge that he is keeping as well, and that would be the shovel. Always go for period design better, makes it a lot easier in the long run. Alright, so we've got the shovel, we've got the shield, now we need the cabbages. I always come over here, Traceable Art Project, and you're going to see various different versions of certain charges, some a little more complex than others in just the detail that it is drawing. Me personally, this is only for me myself. You may have different points of view, but I always go for this simplistic. Chances are when it actually goes through the college, it's going to pop up and go, yep, that's fine, let's go ahead. Now, I've learned a little trick in just the last period of time. Instead of saving it to my hard drive, which will work great once the plague is over, we're going to actually copy it directly right off the page, come back to Photo Editor, and paste it right into place. Now, of course, that is kind of big, so what we're going to do then is just shrink this down with Free Transform that probably already up. We're going to get that right into place. Looks good? Great. But he's got two of them. So what we're going to do is right click, duplicate that layer, slide the second one into place. Oh dear. Second one is just a little too big because it's crossing over the lines. No worries. We back up one, shrink this ever so slightly. Whoops. Actually, back up two. There we go. That should make things a little more centered and a little bit more easier to go in here. Let's find out. Duplicate. Slide over. One more time. Just because I'm afraid that if I don't, it's going to be touching the lines. And we could have a reject on that alone. Hey, look at that. A lot better. Let's center that up a little bit. Some people always have a thing about going to the hash marks, as you can see here and up here. It works as a guideline. I definitely don't normally use them as a full-blown rule of thumb. But there we go. We've got his shield. We've got the shovel, and now we have two cabbages. First thing we need to do before we continue on further is go ahead and save the file. That way, anything we mess up on, chances are we can come back to it later. Alright, so hit the download button, and I've already created a file for him. But what I'm going to do is just add black and white. This tells me later when I get to the printer step that I need to actually attach the black and white to the form. And then we do the same thing for the color. As you can see, it has already been saved. So let's move on to the color, shall we? Now, keep in mind, pixelart.com, Photoshop, all those wonderful things. You have to be a little tricky or careful Otherwise, you're going to run into a situation where the color doesn't quite go on the appropriate layer. Let's pull up our palette. And I do believe his is Vert or Sable and Argent. Okay. So, I'm going to need green, X number. I go with the hex numbers just because it's a little on the easier side and it's usually true to form. Now, normally I have this up and ready to go. Fortunately, my palette did not save the way I would like. So, you get to see how I add that. So, we've got our vert. And then I want to go ahead and fill. Shield. Nice and neat. And let's go back to his original device. Shovel is Sable. That one's easy. Switch over. So now Sable's on top. And fill in again. See what I meant by layers? Let's back that up, shall we? Come over here to the shovel. There we are. Excellent. Now we can actually go back to the shield. Come over here. And grab the hex number for the ore. And come back to photo editor. Open that up. And insert it. That did not take. That's why. And there we are. Now we have ore up and ready. And then the last stage I have to do is like so. So now we have the shield all set. For vert on a bend ore between two cabbages, Argent, and a shovel Sable. Now all I have to do is just submit this back over to the client and we can get started. However, while I've got you here in front, let's go over the form, shall we? All forms are actually located right here at the Blue Tiger Herald website. I usually go ahead and download content already, so it's all set and ready to go. And then all you have to do is find the appropriate folder. Let's pull it up, shall we? Standard East Kingdom's College of Heralds full page. Over here in the actions, pay particularly attention. Action type. This won't be a no. This is actually a resubmission. Resubmission for, actually, no, I do apologize. It will be a change in this particular case. And just looking, because we never want to alter the form at all. So, change. We're going to actually X that in a little bit later, but you're going to want the change, and then you're going to need to ask the client, what does he want to do with the old device? Does he want to release it, thereby making it go away? Retain it as a badge? Totally up to him or her, as the case may be. But then at the same time frame, we fill in all the pertinent information like normal. The name is because it was already registered, this is the one we're actually going to be doing at this point in time. Come down here, include the blazon as it's going to be, and then superimpose the new shield. Do not alter this at all. Let me show you one more time on how I actually go ahead and do that. Come over here to Picture, from File, and we're going to switch over to our client. Take the black and white for an example. Now, as you can see, completely messed up things already. Don't worry, don't panic. First thing we're going to want to do is take care of the wrap behind the text. Hey, don't that look better? And then we're also going to want to reposition this. Now, the way I do it is take the left corners, line them up. That's going to be important, because you're going to come over here. As soon as I can see it, there it is, the transparency. Make it very opaque so you can actually see the original shield behind. Get those lines to line up best as possible, and then stretch over them. And that's all you're doing, is lining line for line. Sometimes it works easier, sometimes it's a little annoying. Be patient with it, because in the long run, it's going to help you out. And if we zoom in a little bit, we just want to make sure that even, as you can see, doesn't just quite line. Ah, there we are. Now we come back to the transparency, lay it over, and there we are. Save it as your black and white copy, and thereby we can go ahead and present this over to the client. See what he thinks or she thinks, and then we'll have to do a conflict check. I usually go over to the SCA heraldry page. That way I have some help, because honestly, conflict checking on Armory still not good for me as it should be. But that's what we've got going on for today. Hope you actually found this eventful, and I hope you take away something about this as well. Thank you for watching, and please join me again later when we have some more heraldry to have fun with. Thank you, and have a good day.